What's up, everybody? Back with Kicking with the Calvins. This is the following day that I was working on a hot water tank. So, me and my son and my wife, it took all of us to get the hot water heater up the attic stairs. These attic stairs, right? Let me see if you can see right there. We were able to pick it up, and I was lifting it from the bottom. My son was at the top, kind of guiding it. But he actually helped pick it up to like a certain height. Then he had to climb up the attic stairs, get up here. And me and my wife were at the bottom. I was pushing the thing, and she was holding my back. She had my back, just make sure the thing didn't fall on me. But we got it up the stairs. Now here it is now, sitting in here. I stained the floors like I had in the past video. It didn't have a chance to dry all the like super completely. So I got some touch-up areas that I'll be doing. But this is the new unit. Let me show you. We got another, what is this? It was a GE we had. This is a Ream, which I think the last one was Ream, but I think GE and Ream are the same. But we got another one right here. And yeah, this model number is the one we have right here. A 50-gallon, 40,000 BTU. But you got all the connections I need. Got the pilot light area where I can kind of see the light. Got the gas. Electronic ignition, not electronic, but it got the spark ignition. But yep, and then like I said, here's the old one that, like I said, it lasted a long time. At least 15 to 20 years, because like I said, a manufacture date of 2005, but I'm not sure when my dad actually bought it. But yeah, we got this one in here, and then the next thing I'm gonna be doing in a little bit. We're gonna probably eat dinner first, but what I'll be doing next is doing the connections, doing the hot water, cold water. And I got a new pan. Only thing though is, man, I went to Lowe's and I got a pan. I got this 24-inch pan. I'm wondering if I need to take it back and get a bigger one, because the way that we have the little drain, my dad has a drain line coming out the back. It doesn't give me room to move the unit over to the side where it used to be. So I can't aim the unit like I wanted to, like I had before. Like right now I got it's actually in a good spot in a sense. I got my gas right here, and then here's the actual gas from the house. And then, I'll just end up putting that in there. And then I have my pressure relief valve up here where it'll come down, and this is why I had to angle it the way I angled it, is so that the pressure relief with the little the PVC hose or whatever tubing that goes on there, I needed it to be able to come down on this side of the tank, down here into this area, to where when I relieve any pressure in there, it's still going to the pan. If I had it the way it was before, I would end up turning the unit to where like all the gas and stuff will be in this corner. The gas will be over here in this area, but my drain will be hanging out the edge of the pan. And then of course, water will be getting all on the floor. So that defeats the purpose of me being able to come in and relieving the pressure in there or water. So I don't know. I'm trying to debate if I'm gonna go ahead and just lift it back up, get this tray out of here and go with a bigger tray, or if I'm gonna just leave it like this. Good thing about it is, I won't be taking this back apart again. I don't want to take it back apart no time soon. So I'm trying to think, I might go ahead and roll with this one, as long as it has space for the water to get to when I drain it. And hopefully, like I said, by being new, that I won't have any issues with it draining or leaking, All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to put some Teflon tape on the ends of the nipples that I got to put these fittings on. They're just so I can seal it. What happened is, I think I researched online and they were saying that I didn't have to, but I know when I made that connection on the old tank and I didn't have the Teflon on it, it leaked right out between here and where it goes onto the nipple. So when I put the Teflon on it the second time, it did not leak. So I'm going with that route of, I'm going to wrap Teflon tape around here to help seal this up. So I'm just going to start this around here. And you just want to make sure you just cover up the threads. And I like to cover up all the threads, even though it's not. I know it's not going to connect all through, but that's just me. I just like to cover them all up. But to seal these up, let me do this one the right way. Wow. I should have brought some light up here. Oh, you know you can do that while you record.
It's the flashlight button at the top.
Oh, not the regular flashlight. This whole time I've been doing this, really. I did not know that. So yep, let's just wrap these up. I'm gonna get something like that. Wrap these up, get those around there. All right, it's good coverage. And then now what I want to do is on this particular one, this is the one, the cold water. If we look up here, it has hot. Probably can't see it, but it's hot. It just kind of stamped in there. It's hot and it's cold. So this is the cold inlet. So what I want to do is I want to install my shutoff valve on the cold. So that way this is coming from out on the main water line downstairs. So if I need to work on anything, I can shut this off here and I don't have to worry about water constantly coming through. So let's go ahead and install this. And then finish up with this. Now I got to see if I can get this to line up because I want the handle to be somewhere over here so it's easy for me to get to, when it's time to work on it or service it, like when we, during the summertime or spring, probably I won't have to do it this spring, but coming the following spring, I have to drain it out to flush it to get all the sediment and debris down. Trying to see, this would be a good spot. I'm trying to see. Yeah, that'll be fine. It'll be out the way of the hose, and it's out the way over there. Let me see. I might see if I can turn it just a little bit. All right, I don't want to mess it up, so that's as tight as I'm going to do it. All right. And then now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and see if I can get the cold line in there. So let me go ahead and wrap tape around this line. And from the last time when I took it apart, I had to clear off all of the Teflon or whatever that was. I think my dad might have used plumber's putty or something, or pipe dope, whatever they call it, pipe dope, plumbers. All right, so now we're going to try to see if we can get this in here. All right, I might have to wedge this a little bit. Yeah, let me wedge this, lift this up just a little bit. Get started. Really? There we go. All right. So I got that on there. Let's tighten it up. And when you're doing this, you don't want to over tighten it, you know, because I think some of these fittings, they bottom out. But yeah, you don't, and then you don't want to break off anything. So we're gonna have it nice and snug, but and you have to make sure you have these pipe wrenches. I was trying to do some of these with some regular pliers and some vice grips. Man, I was struggling. But when I got this right here, this pipe wrench, man, it's so easy. All right, so tighten this up a little bit. A little bit more. Yes, let me see if I can do a little bit more. There. That's good. All right. So that one's on. Cold water's on. Next, we're going to do, move this out the way. Actually, I don't even need this. This is a what's that? Temperature pressure relief valve. So this happens where if your tank is building up too much pressure, this thing right here is supposed to be where it'll automatically kind of pop or open up and release any kind of pressure. That way your tank won't explode. I bought one when I was trying to repair the old one because I was thinking maybe that was causing it to leak. And the new one, of course, comes with it, so I don't even need this no more. This is like a be a backup that I'll have. I'll keep just in case something happens in the future and I need to replace it. I have one already. So that was the get it out the way. That was the cold water, and now time for the hot water. So let's see if I can get this on here. I got it. All right, there we go. It started. I can't wait till it's done. We can take us a hot shower. And I'm praying that after I do this, that there's no leaks. I'm praying like, God, please don't let it leak. And I have to figure out what else is causing it. I know this is going to work because the only leak from the other one was not my lines. It was the actual the actual tank itself failed. All right, that's good. Clean that off. All right, so that part is done. So next, what we're gonna do, so I got the lines on. Like I said, this is right here, this is the cold water coming in. So this comes from, this right here, this line comes from, my dad routed it, you know, from the downstairs where the main water comes in. It goes up the wall through the, you know, the ceiling of the first floor. It then comes up through the second floor ceiling, all the way up through into the attic. And then he routed it all the way from one side of the house, all the way to this other side of the house. And it comes down this to cold water. And we got the shutoff valve right here where you can cut the water off if you want the cold water off. And then once it gets in the tank heats up, and then hot water comes out of this. And it goes into the manifold. And at that point, we can get hot water in the master bedroom, kids' bathroom, and then in the kitchen. So we got those connections on. So the other connection that I want to do is I want to put on the pressure relief valve over here, this is the pressure relief valve. And like I said, this is what happens where if there's too much pressure in here, sometimes you may hear some hissing or I guess it will be kind of like a hissing sound. It's pressure being released. Like if your tank ever gets too much pressure in there and it goes beyond what this setting is, which I think this is 100 and I don't know if this is 150 or whatever, but whatever setting that is on that relief valve, it will open up slightly by itself. Is measured on the inside. The mechanics and the spring of it will open it up to let the pressure out.
How would it open?
There's a spring in here, and that spring, I think it heats up, and when the spring pushes or whatever that pressure pushes, it makes this, like what I'm doing now. When I do this, there is a spring in there that's pushing this piece and pulling it. It's almost like I'm pulling it, and I wonder what I did with the old one. I was going to try to see if I had the old one. Here's one. This is the other new one. So let's see what it does. Oh, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Look at that. So what it does, when I do this, you see that? You see that item opening up? I don't know if you get at the light, but there you go. You see that? So it's closed. That little piece, that little small cylinder looking piece right there, cap, is closed. But when this comes like that, you see that gap in there is open. So the temperature inside of that tank will do something to make that spring expand, and it'll automatically make that move. And when it makes it move like that, it releases the pressure. When the pressure comes out, it's going to be letting hot air and hot water. It depends. Hot air and hot water will come out of here and come down. And that's where I have, this. This will go on here, and then this will be aimed down here at the bottom of the tank inside the pan. So if the pressure that gets released should be air, but if it's air, I don't have to worry about a thing. But if it's ever water, the water will, be pushed out of here and then go into the pan. And then the pan has a drain over here, back here on the back. There's a drain back here that routes out throughout the side of the house. So that drain will take it out the roof of the house, so that way there's no water sitting here. So what I want to do now is I want to try to install this, but let me see if I can get it to fit. I'm put some tape on here too, Teflon tape on this one as well. And when you put the Teflon tape on, make sure you clean off the old tape. So I had already cleaned the old tape off of here, and I'm wrapping new tape. All right, so we're gonna screw this in here. Make sure I don't cross thread it. There we go. It feels like it's, there you go. And like I said, this right here, it's not under a lot of pressure. The pressure is inside of there. When it comes down, this doesn't have to be like super, this right here needs to be tight, but when I put this hose on here, this other tube and the PVC tube, it doesn't have to be super duper tight. It's not gonna cause any issue. Get this. Actually, I'm loosening it. What am I doing? I'm the wrong way. That's good. And then I'm going to put this in here. And this is, like I said, it's just to drain water out. So it's not gonna like push a whole like a whole bunch of, some force will come through, but it's not enough to make this come out. And if it does, then I might go in and get some this PVC pipe tape. I mean that little purple dye stuff to put on there, adhesive to make that stick. But what you want to do is, come around here, Tonio. What you want to do is you want to make sure this pipe is coming down and still going into the tray. So that way, if it's going into the tray, that the water is still going to be captured in the tray and not running all on the floor. So just make sure it's aimed over to stay back in here. All right, so now we have those connections done. The next piece that we need to do is we need to do the gas line. Like I mentioned before, this is a gas hot water tank. And because it's a gas hot water tank, I'm gonna be connecting the gas from the house into this unit. So what I'm gonna do is take this out. And then I need to see something right quick. I need to see, do I need to put Teflon or anything on here? Let me see. All right, so let's set this to hot. And I have it set to hot. You hear that?
Oh, I can't see it in the phone.
Well, actually, I heard there was a sound like the fire was on, just on pilot.
Yeah.
It's like a little small fire. When I just changed that setting to hot, there was a woof, like something caught on fire. That burner just lit up more to be on hot. So at this point, it's still blinking blue. So we're still good to go. The status is still good. We have no gas leaks, no bubbles. Come back up to the top. No bubbles. No water dripping down here. There's no water leaks. So we're good.
What's that smell?
That's gas when it first cut on.
Are we supposed to smell that?
Well, it's not a lot to where it just, that's what it, this thing is heating up. Is what you're smelling coming out here. And it's getting warm right here. Like you can feel over here, it's getting warm. So the smell you smell is coming out of here. And this is the exhaust of the hot water tank coming up. And it's gonna go out this pipe, out the roof. Okay. So that's what you smell coming out of there. It's not from the gas line. So now what we're gonna do is, we're done. We're back in business. We got hot water again. We can take some hot showers. And like I said, no leaks, water leaks, no gas leaks, a new tray. Don't have to worry about the tray messing up if something was a leak again. The floor has been stained to the point to where it'll be tough for the water to soak through and mess up the wood. And like I said, we're good to go. Everything looks good. I thank God for giving me the ability to even put this stuff together and do this. I thank God for my dad knowing how to do it and then sharing it with me. I thank God for my son helping me, because I couldn't do this by myself. There was no way I was going to be able to lift this thing up these stairs without him helping me. And then my wife actually had to help me too. She had to make sure that, you know, it didn't tilt over. So I'm so thankful to have people.
And that your back was fine.
That my back is fine, yeah. And my back is fine. So we're back in business. Like I said, tackling something like this could be, I guess, intimidating to you know, if you're not sure what you're doing. But if you research and find out certain things, you can research on YouTube, on Google, or wherever. If somebody can just show you how to do it, tell you. Even the things that is supposed to be like the toughest things or the dangerous things, you can work your way through it. And then Holy Spirit is going to give you wisdom. For those who have been baptized with Holy Spirit, He's going to give you wisdom on how to do all these different things. So this is an awesome thing. We're done with this project. We're good to go. And we'll catch you on the next video where we go to the other property and we're going to finish up painting in that property. And I'll try to see if I can film some of those things. But thank you again for kicking it with the Calvins with me and Antonio, Lil Tonio. So I'm going to say goodbye to you all, and he will as well. Really? All right. So thank you all for tuning in. We'll check you out next time. Bye.